Hello and welcome. It's 11 o'clock. It's the 26th day of April 2021. Microwave tomato soup to deal with the cold, allergy, whatever the fuck this is. No, it's not COVID. At least I don't think it is. Because you've had the vaccine, so you shouldn't be able to get COVID if you've had the vaccine, right? So this could just be a weird allergy. But anyways, Support me, Campbell's. I need a sponsor, and I will sell out. So, since we cracked open the Pandora's box yesterday with discussing Rule 0, we might as well go down the rest of the list and address Rule number 1 of gaming. That's sacred of all rules, even though there are some cracks in the structure of that diamond that is the unfathomable, unbreakable first rule of our hobby. It's still technically the first rule, and that is the game master is always correct. The game master is always correct. Now, I know most people think it's the game master is always right, but that's not entirely true. So the game master is always correct. Not necessarily is he, she, it always right. Because nobody's infallible. A game master can make mistakes. Even the AIs in video games make mistakes. I mean, everybody makes a mistake sooner or later. There's always a glitch in the matrix. This stuff is surprisingly good. As long as it's warm. Probably tastes like crap when it cools off. So, and because we are fallible human beings, we will make mistakes. And as long as we address those mistakes in the period before or after the game, it's okay. And it can be a math mistake, or a ruling mistake, or a I didn't read the table correctly mistake, or I thought this was over there, but actually I was wrong and it's over there. Things happen. Our brains get all kaboogabloogled when we're playing. We make mistakes. We're not infallible machines, because there's no such thing as an infallible machine. But we are always correct. Once the rules of the physics of the game we are running are established, they remain hard and fast. So we will interpret things and come up with things off the fly, but depending upon situations, because let's face it, we never know what you guys are going to do as players. We may, you're like, oh, wow, I think they're going to do this, and this, and I've got all this, and this plan, and then they do that. And I'm like, whoa, what? I didn't know you were going to make a deal with the Russians. That's the last thing I expected. So no matter what we say, do, happens between the game starts and the game ends, you as the player need to accept the fact that what we say goes. This is the world. We all agree that this is the world. These are the rules. I can interpret those rules wherever I want. I can even change them occasionally if it fits the story, because as a DM, I am always correct. From curtain call to curtain call, that's it. Now, it doesn't mean I'm always right, which means that most DMs should be open to creative criticism or somebody approaching them after the game or before the game, or even if the game's long and you take a break during the break, to say, hey, blah, 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 this happened, and, that's not actually a thing, so maybe we could address it. That's the way it should be. You should never, in the middle of the game, jump up on the table and yell at the DM, no, you're wrong, you're running the game wrong, you're doing it wrong. There's no right or wrong to D&D or role-playing first. And second, I'm not running it wrong, I'm just running it the way I think it should be run. There's no wrong way. Just because I'm not running it like that Mercer guy doesn't mean I'm running it wrong. We have all agreed that this is the rules we're going to play by. This is the way I interpret that rules. If you believe I interpreted it wrong, there are points in the game where you can bring it up. Before the game, after the game, or if there's a break. Do not jump on the table during the game and say, no, you're wrong, isn't what the rules say? Because no, that just breaks the disbelief. It ruins your faith in me, and it just makes you look like a jerk. Rule number one is the DM is always correct. It is the DM's world. It is the DM's screen. It is the DM's table. What goes on in my table from the moment the game starts to the moment the game's end doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because I'm correct. And I can interpret the fabric of that reality any way I want as long as I am following the rules we agreed upon in session 0. Session 0. So, rule number one, the DM is always correct. We're going to make mistakes. Of course we are. We're not infallible. But if we are following the agreed upon rules of the universe that we all agreed upon, and I make a mistake, sorry, you can't call me out until afterwards. And please, if you're going to call the DM out, do it in a constructive way where we can all work together and make the playing field more fun for everybody. Being destructive, saying, no, you're wrong, continuing to provoke this toxicity that is continuing in our hobby is not going to accomplish anything, and it's just going to drag down the game, and it's going to continue this bullshit for another year. And I don't think any of us, no matter what side of the fence you're on, want that. You guys should try this stuff. It's good. So that's it. That's rule number one as far as I understand it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What the engine is what the DM says when he starts the game, and you just have to be okay with it. But there are, of course, we're humans, so we're open to constructive criticism and to discussing. Really, it always, of course, comes down to session 0, which means it's probably time for the session 0 vlog yet again. Anyways, I'm going to let you all go because I'm starting to waffle, and we know how much we hate that. But I think you get the point. If you don't, comment down below. I will talk to you losers later. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, drink some soup because it's delicious, and get off my lawn. Soup is good food.